Okay, we are in another kyotographie exhibit. Yves Marchand is a French name. I'm not saying it right. And these are the ruined buildings from Detroit. Now, this is, the photographs are presented with a kind of structure behind them. And we are not in a white wall gallery. We are in an old Japanese school dormitory. So it has big closets for the futons. Tatami mats would have been up on these floors and would have made it level with that. And there's a whole hallway here with 10 different rooms. I'm just gonna show you a couple of them. This one has some kind of wallpaper on it. So this is like an old abandoned, I don't know if I should really say abandoned, but an old building that's disused and full of all these distressed textures. And they, because kyotographie is so amazing and they have such great connections all around the city, they got permission to have this show here. And it's 4 stories of this building. And these giant photos that fill the whole room. And they got good lighting, and there's audio throughout the whole building. So this says Fisher Body 21 plant. Wow, that is crazy looking. There's all these like stalagmites hanging. So yeah, their work is about abandoned buildings and presented in an abandoned building. I don't know what this old thing is, and this old, what is this old thing? Some kind of hook. More hooks. Wow, it's pretty amazing. Doesn't smell bad or anything like that. Okay, this door is closed. What else do we have? Oh, there's a whole other room here that entered the other way with, oh, these are lenticular photos. So they're showing maybe before and after getting foliage removed. Huh. Wow, it's a little different than the other stuff. Where's the label explaining what it is? Huh, I don't see the label. The outside of this building, which I'll try to show you at the end, is covered in vines. I'm so glad they were able to get good lighting in here. I guess the building still had power, or maybe they had to set that up. Huh. Well, these photos are before and after. Okay, maybe these are AI photos too. I don't know. Because in their newer work, they were using AI. Okay. I love this sign on the chalkboard telling you can go down to the basement or up to the 3rd floor. So they have the book here. Oh yeah, there's so many photos in the book. This photo is in one of the rooms. The Ruins of Detroit. Yves Marchand and Romain Meffre. I'm not sure how to pronounce their names, but it's pretty amazing. Here's some of the green vines covering the building. And yeah, you can see a little bit of the hills of Kyoto. All right, let's see. Should we go down to the basement first and then come back up? I think we should go up first. In the 1st floor, there's a theater, and they're showing their series about abandoned theaters, so that's pretty cool. Okay, Ruins of Paris. I'm gonna pause while I read these. Okay. All right, so again, it's a series of the dormitory rooms with the giant closets. And these are pictures of famous locations in Paris, edited with AI to look like they are in ruins. Here's the Louvre itself with its famous pyramid entryway. So, oh, there's some text here. Okay, I'm gonna pause again till I see a different. Okay, here's a room that has more than just one photo. So it's the ruins of Moulin Rouge, the famous cabaret in Paris. So again, this is AI generated ruins, and they have all the unused AI generated images, some with obvious mistakes like an extra blade to the windmill. That wouldn't happen. The windmill blades being offset like that wouldn't really happen. So it shows many variations. And then it shows over here that I don't know if it was while they were working on it, the Moulin Rouge really did lose the windmill blades and two of the letters, and it says they're not sure. Here's the before and after. This article seems to say they're not sure what happened, but I guess it was just old. And then on this wall of the gallery, all these words, you can see overview of Moulin Rouge. It's a prompt, AI prompts. Red windmill, the broken sails, peeling paint, etc., etc. But they're all a little bit different. So this is part of their process to get these AI images is many different prompts, trying to find the right prompt that makes something that they like. So this is kind of interesting to show the process in this room. Okay, oh look, there's a whole other thing here. Gosh, these rooms with the green, it's so cute. Oh, okay, so these are historic. It was explaining earlier that that there used to be, okay, so they've taken this idea. There used to be this thing where, like when the Louvre was first opened, they painted the ruin in the Louvre in ruins, and this is he's taken that old idea and made modern versions. So these are his photos, and I see he's got a bunch of these, and these are the so this is an old-fashioned, I guess a real antique version that's tied to the idea of being interested in ruins. And then they end the show here on the roof. Well, actually I haven't been to the basement yet, but with a series about Kyoto. So here's a AI image imagining Kyoto in ruins. And this roof is pretty amazing. Amazing view. Wow, there's the branch of the wow, pretty cool show. Oh yeah, and there's one more thing over here. Well, I'll go down to the basement after this. But yeah, these are the, so that's the Kyoto Tower right across the street. Maybe we see a little bit of it is the Kyoto Station, the central station. And then right there is where the other exhibit. This is one of the biggest wooden buildings in the world. One of the main temples, which actually was under construction last time I was here, or last time I remember. And to the east is Kiyomizu-dera and the other temples, and then there's a whole bunch in those mountains in the north. And so here's a view of this exact scene in ruins. And here is the basement that has another series of theirs about Gunkanjima, Battleship Island. So in 1890, there was a coal mine on this island, and over time, the island grew, and eventually there was 5,000 people living there in the 1950s, and then in the 60s it shut down at the end of the 60s, and because oil was better than gas, so they went there a couple times. They took these amazing pictures, which were, some of them were intended to line up with historic photos, and it's just a crazy looking place. And there's, pictures of people just living in, it's kind of like living on a boat or something. It's pretty amazing seeing this in the basement.